Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Under 1,000 podcast. My name is Gershon. This is gpsnakes. We're live again. It's been like 2 weeks since we've been live, so I gotta get back into the flow of this. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate it so much. Let me know how everything sounds because I haven't pulled stuff out for a minute, so I got to reconnect everything. But guys, if you didn't know, this is the podcast where we bring on other animal enthusiasts, hobbyists, and breeders, and we talk to them, get to know about their animal journey and a little bit about them as well. So before we get into that, we're going to say hello to a couple people. We got Bosa's in the house. Appreciate you. Celtic Balls in the house. Thank you for coming. Kent, what's up? Kent, thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Tucker, a past guest we had, is in the house. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. 7118 Royals, what's up, Steven? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Tammy, what's up? Thanks for coming through. So guys, heads and tails. I didn't even see you at the bottom. Appreciate you coming through. So before we bring out our guests, we got to say thanks to our sponsor for this month. So without further ado, here's this month's sponsor.
This month's sponsor is Flawless Exotic Creation. Will and Audra are a wife and husband team that left their career in law enforcement to pursue their passion of crested gecko breeding, and now they're pursuing another passion of ball python breeding, and they are hitting the ball python market by storm, picking up amazing morphs such as Clown, Ultrapide, Stranger, Wookie, and Monsoon. You definitely want to check it out because you could go look at their YouTube and see them unbox these beautiful animals. So definitely go subscribe to their channel and check them out. Thanks again, Flawless Exotic Creations, for being the sponsor for this month. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. Go check them out. I got to see them again at Tinley over the weekend. Great time. Definitely check them out. They have some amazing animals and they're going to produce some amazing stuff. And check out their podcast and their YouTube channel. All the links are in the description down below. If you hear that, that is the dryer. My wife is washing clothes. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and bring. There's some more people came in, but we're going to go ahead and bring on our guests.
Buddy, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
What's up? How you doing?
What's going on?
So if you could go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, let them know what you breed and care for.
My name's Chuck Amacoon. I live in New Jersey, and I breed and keep green tree pythons.
Okay. So, are you on TikTok? I always forget to ask. Are you on TikTok?
No. My wife calls me an old man because she always sends me TikToks, and I just send those Instagram reels.
I can understand that.
Yeah, she busts my stones a lot.
I can understand that. I understand. But Instagram Reels are starting to become a TikTok itself, so I can see why you're there. That's your main platform anyway, so I can understand why you're there. That's where you watch, so I get that.
Yeah.
So you said you bring condors. How long have you been doing that?
I had my first successful breeding last year. I've been keeping for, I guess, the last 4 years, 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
So, yeah, so right about 4 years. I had an attempt at it prior to last year, and I just wasn't doing the right things and switched some stuff up, talked to a couple people, and I was successful last year.
Nice. Yeah, I know they are very difficult to successfully breed in captivity, especially when you first start out. You got to get everything dialed down right. Even when everything is pretty much right, you still cannot be successful. But how has that been for you? This is not even one of the questions. I'm just interested because I know I want to breed condors.
Ask away, man. Ask away. I love it. I love
Eventually one
talking
day.
green peas.
So how has it been, that process for you? Like, because I know there's been a lot of downs, but then there eventually comes ups, and you're like, okay, this is why I'm even trying to do this. So how has that been for you?
Well, between living with 3 girls and the Chondros, this is about, I'm losing my hair. So
Okay.
it's challenging. I think, I mean, anybody can do it. You just gotta have luck on your side, and you gotta really be focused. To be completely honest, it's more or less a lot of effort, and you have to pour yourself into it to be successful. A lot of attention to detail. You forget one thing, and shit can go south real quick. I mean, you know, every stage is harder than the next. You know, they do want to breed. They're not an incredibly difficult animal to get to lock up and breed. But then, you know, you got to get the ovulation. Then getting the eggs out of the female, incubation is challenging.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was out of the woods when they came out of the egg. And then getting baby green tree pythons established is probably one of the most challenging things I've done.
That's what I'm hearing. It's like it's every stage has its own challenge, but that last stage of getting them out, having them in the world, getting them to feed, getting them acclimated is one of the hardest parts of all those stages. Wow, it's fascinating but terrifying all at the same time.
It is, yeah.
What's up, Jeremy? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Cuddle Time, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Apparently, YouTube likes it when you guys hit that like button, and I like that YouTube likes it. So if you could, for me, greatly appreciate hitting that like button. It actually does something, apparently. It's not just looks good on screen. So if you could, greatly appreciate that. Mike, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Southern Serpents, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Saw you on the live when we were at Tinley. You did an awesome job. Awesome job. So I'm definitely have to hit you up and get you on one of these days. Definitely. So with all that out the way, let's actually answer one of the questions I put out there. So this is how this works sometimes, guys. I'm all over the place sometimes. Have you know that I've been working nights? So I've been working like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So my sleeping is all over the place. So it's
That sounds
fun.
terrible.
It is terrible, but I may have only like 2 more weeks left. So then I'll go back to my regular shift.
Okay.
But we do it I run sweepers to be able to sweep all the salt and sand we put out for plowing, trying to clean up the stuff and stop the stuff from going into the lakes, trying to make a better environment to an extent. So it's for a good reason. It's just I lose my sleep. But so first question, what was your first reptile?
First reptile ever. I had to think about it too. And, it was a pair of anoles. My parents
Really?
got me. And I don't even like you. Yeah, you kind of made me realize how old I'm getting, because I said to myself, wow, that was like almost 30 years ago that I got a pair of anoles. And
you're the third person I think that said anoles, which is amazing. I didn't learn about them until the first person said them, and then I start researching them. Like, is that more of a common animal than like a iguana or even a ball python for people's first pet? That's interesting.
I don't know. I just remember we had like it was like that green reptile carpet on the bottom of it. And I would go out on like by my pool in the rocks and catch crickets and feed them crickets from outside.
Nice. Okay. So that's clearly a good first pet. People are getting in and enjoying it. So that's very cool to hear. Mark, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Love that logo too. Tim, what's up? Thanks for coming through. It's very much so. So I know there's so many comments. You guys are doing so good. I'm probably gonna miss a comment here and there, but keep doing it, guys. I like it. If you see a comment you see, Chuck, that you want to answer, definitely.
Yeah. I want Fry's Critters. Give him a shout out. Let's go.
Okay.
He's a big supporter of us.
Definitely. Thanks for coming through. You haven't seen
He's
him
all the
in
way
a
from
little bit?
he's from Australia.
I know it. I was like, what time?
Yeah.
It has to be like 2 a.m. for you when you're watching these. And I greatly appreciate you coming through at that later time, because I would be asleep unless it's night shift, and then I'll be awake, unfortunately. But thank you so much for coming through. Greatly appreciate it. So what is your favorite locality? Which I learned from Tucker about 2-3 weeks ago that there's now subsets of localities. I didn't know it started to get that deep too, which is crazy.
Yeah. It makes my head spin sometimes trying to remember all the localities that are inside of the 4 subspecies of green tree pythons.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of sum it up, you have the northern locality type, or the northern subspecies is going to be Morelia azurea. It's going to be your Biak and I believe your Numfor Island locality animals.
Okay.
Then if you go all the way south to the Aru Islands, the northern peninsula, the northern Cape York Peninsula of Australia, those are going to be the Morelia viridis. That was the old scientific name for all of them. And then you have the mainland animals are going to be to the east side of West Papua. You're going to have the Cyclops Mountain and like Jayapura locality types are going to be covered under, I always say it wrong. It's Morelia azurea eudorenus. I say it with a T at the end, but there's not a T. So I'm not sure if it's pronounced that way. I've heard other people say it, and I just can't not say it now. And then my favorite's going to be, I would say, Manokwari, Sarong, Arfak Mountain region, and I believe Batanta Island might be also included, but they're going to be Morelia azurea poultry. So poultry animals is really what I want to focus on, and they're I think that they're the most I guess the prettiest example of green trees when you're in the wild, in my personal opinion. Just that solid green snake with a big blue dorsal going down the back.
Okay. Yeah, I like my first green tree, which was my second snake period I ever got, was a Biak. And I didn't realize when I got it, they were supposed to be the kind of more aggressive ones, which I think that just kind of got tagged to them, and it's not necessarily true, because once my guy, he was kind of aggressive at first, but they're all kind of cage aggressive. Once you get them out and they get used to you, they calm down a lot. But I was really fond of the Biak and Sarong. I think that's how you pronounce it. I wanted to, those are the two I probably would try to work with. But I do like the new, like, darker colors you guys have been producing lately.
The designer animals,
it's been great. I was like, oh, I got out of this and you guys start do this now? Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, they are. You'll pay for them, though. They're expensive animals.
They're pretty pricey, but they're beautiful to look at. Amazing looking animals. It's amazing what we've been able to do and discover with these animals. We've kind of changed a lot of what we thought we knew about them to be readjusted to better ways of keeping them. So is there anything that, like, in the beginning you learned that you realized, oh, I need to tweak that and change it a different way because they'll do better in this style instead of what we've been told for so long?
I want to say that keeping and breeding green tree pythons is probably one of the most progressive species to keep, just because so little people are doing it with success that I'm personally finding out new stuff and trying new stuff myself that I've shared with my peers who have also tried new things that they've never tried before. And I really think I'm going to give a shout out to the Chondro Bar Room, our show that we do. I know you've tuned in.
Yeah.
I got my two brothers, Kino and Travis. But, that group right there of the Chondro Bar Room, that family, it's everybody is like, it's almost the new generation of green tree python keepers and breeders coming up. And it's a solid group. And they're not even followers. They really are. It's the one big happy family.
Nice.
And so it's nice to share information with those folks. And we really do bounce a lot of ideas off each other and guys got eggs in the incubator, and they're calling other people from the bar room, and we just kind of exchange information, and we're developing, I think, like I said, it's like the new generation or the second generation of green tree python keepers. So we're finding new stuff out. Really, every week we're finding something new out that someone's trying, just going out on a limb, and it's, you know, just experimenting and just stepping outside of the mold.
That is great. You guys give yourself room to experiment, to try something, and it's all in the reason of trying to make that animal's life better, making everything better for them, making them better, be able to be better taken care of in captivity and breed in captivity, which helps that animal increase in longevity. Like, that is a great way. And you guys give yourselves that bit of rope to try something new and not lash out when something goes wrong, because inevitably what you try may not work and you have to backtrack. But you guys are not like hammering each other. Oh, you messed up, you shouldn't have did. But you guys are letting it be open and still learning from it, and not. That is great, because I know it wasn't necessarily like that in the Condor world. I'm saying that world in Green. I'm just saying GTP world. It was a lot of, hey, you're doing this wrong. You need to get out of this immediately.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's evolved.
Yeah, it's neat, the different things that people are trying and are really having success with, and the different products that people are seeing, that just because there's a snake or a lizard on the cover or something doesn't necessarily mean it's the only heating panel that you can use. You know, we have my buddy Travis at Mongrel Reptiles. He's been using a chicken brooder plate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's basically a chick plate, a heater for chicks, but it's the same thing as a radiant heat panel, and it's half the cost.
Oh, wow. See, yeah, there's so many different ways to do. That's why I keep telling people, like, just because one person does something one way and it works for them, that necessarily doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So don't be afraid to try what you think will work for you, and just adjust when need be. 100%. This is very true. They love their food. Unless they're babies, then it's finicky sometimes. But when they get established, my boy would just go hard when I would feed him. I would have to give a second for him to realize I'm there, and then kind of calm down a little bit before actually, because he would hit it so hard, I was scared he would hurt himself when he would hit it. So I can understand that. I can totally understand that. Just
talk about,
thanks for coming through.
Finicky eaters. I have two upstairs still they're about to be 5 months old, and they're still getting assist fed.
Ah, that sucks.
And they've taken meals on their own. That's the worst part. They've learned how to bite and wrap and eat consecutive meals. Now they're back to not eating again, so now I got to work with them again to get them established. So that assist feeding, especially where GTP is, a little bit terrifying, because they have such big fangs. They have really decent sized fangs, way bigger than ball pythons. I'm okay with taking a ball python bite all day. A GTP bite, that's a little more of a. It's not as bad as a Richter bite, but still, it's up there, and it's still not fun. So like, how? Because I've never had to assist feed one. How is that process? Could you like walk us through that a little bit? Yeah. So back in the day, actually, this is an article or a little instructional video my buddy Kino over at Windy City Chondros sent me, that Vladimir Odenchenko, who used to be the lead breeder over at the Terraria farm in Indonesia, used to take a pinky head and put it on a barbecue skewer, and then when the snake would strike, it would get stuck in its mouth, and due to the shape of the pinky head and then the angle of the teeth, they can't spit it out. They have to learn how to swallow it.
Oh.
And then you have other folks like my buddy Travis and Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. They are, they told me take a drumstick. So I basically get a mouse, an adult mouse, cut the rear leg off, and you turn it into a little tiny drumstick. It looks like a little piece of chicken. Then you just pop that right in their mouth. And due to the shape and the size of it, they can't spit that out, and they end up getting that. And it's believed that there's a little bit more nutrition on there, because there's a hard bone in there, and it's actual meat rather than just pinky head that's mush. And I've actually done something on my own that I'm sure other folks have tried it, but I had, a buddy of mine, a breeder, reach out. He had 3 finicky snakes that wouldn't eat, and one was over a year old. And I told him just use medium rat's tail. So I take the base of a medium rat's tail and cut it to the appropriate size. And I believe that I'm getting a little bit of better result with an assist feed, because now I'm tantalizing that and feeding it to them on the tongs. And I have animals that are biting it and wrapping it and learning how to eat it fully like a pinky, but it's a rat's tail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's not just getting stuck in their mouth. Not are they only learning how to chew and swallow, but I have an instructional video on my Instagram where you can see the baby wrapping up a rat's tail as if it was a prey item. And it's more rigid.
Okay.
And it doesn't flex and flop like a wet newborn pinky. I feel like it's one of the main things that turns them off from eating and why they spit it out. So when it's just solid like that, it's almost like a Reptilink. Like it's just, they can wrap it up and they don't have to worry about it flopping or having a,
That's,
struggle with getting in this position.
I've done something similar. I fed a couple snakes with just a rat's tail instead of trying to get a pinky or small fuzzy. And slowly, I got a rat tail what I could just twist it to have it twist down into their throat so it goes down. But I never thought about them GTPs doing it that way. Oh, that's interesting. Because, pinkies are like real flimsy. So I get, ooh, that's okay. Okay. See, you learn something new every day, people. That is great. So Celtic Balls asks a question. Is there a difference between keeping them for breeding purposes to as if it is a pet? So I'm thinking of their closure and how you keep that. Is there a big difference?
Husbandry wise, I have a method now that was taught to me by my mentor, and no, I don't keep them different now. Maybe when they're introduced, I'll drop my night drop down to maybe 2 degrees, and that lower than what the typical night drop would be. And I keep my animals night drop year round, so they get a night drop every single night.
Okay.
So no, I basically just now I'm attempting this year. I'm just throwing them together and just maybe lowering it from a 78 degree night drop down to like 76, and then I actually I think I went down to 74. So I may have gone down 4 degrees, 2 degrees every single week for 2 weeks, and then I put them together.
Okay.
Well, yeah, every time it rains, I'll miss them.
Makes sense.
So lower barometric pressure.
Because they can feel that, right? That's what I've been told. Most snakes can feel that when it rains and the pressure drops. They can feel that. So you might as well implement the same thing in their cage while it's happening outside. So that's nice.
Now, the other side of that, yes, I did keep my snakes different. When I did have a successful breeding last year, I basically was keeping my snakes at a hot spot of 83, cool side 78, and they didn't get any night drop last season up until breeding season. And then what I did was I turned on night drop to drop down to 78 degrees. And then every single week I would lower 1 degree until I bottomed out right around 70 to 71 degrees night drop, only at night. During the day, they would get the same hot spot of 83 degrees.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming through, Blaker, Zach, Jason, and Justin. Appreciate you guys coming through. Okay. So like you really got to be on top of your temperature, your humidity. Like you can have a few degrees off, but you can't be too drastically off because it does affect their environment a lot more than it would a ball python. Ball python's a lot more forgiving for being off temperature here and there. GTP's not as forgiving as ball pythons, correct?
Well, it kind of really depends. So they're very, in my opinion, they're very susceptible to like heat stress and whatnot. So they don't want to be kept very warm.
Okay.
A lot of people are keeping like, you'll hear the maximum hotspot. People are keeping them out of like 85, 86, maybe.
Okay.
But like there's something now. I'm running a night drop year round with an 83 hot spot, and then at night 78 degree hot spot, and then the cool side of the cage gets ambient, which is about 70, 69, 70 degrees at night. Now you got other people that don't night drop, and they keep 78 to 84 is going to be their gradient, and then you have other folks that are keeping an ambient and they're keeping their animals at 82 degrees ambient temperature. And so there's multiple different ways of keeping them. I would say the coolest that people are keeping them like as their hotspot would be 82 ambient, and then if you're running a gradient, you're like at between 86 to 84 or 83 to 86 hotspot. Yeah. It really also depends on the region you live in the United States as well. I mean, what kind of environment they're being kept in inside of the, inside of the room you're keeping them in or whatever.
Okay.
It varies greatly. A lot of people, including myself, I just kind of read my animals. I see what majority of them are doing, and you got ones that prefer different temperatures or different spots in the cage, but for the most part, they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. So has there been a lot of discussion of having them at cooler temps, having better odds with their breeding process? Has that been discussed?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that cooler temperatures attributes to the male's fertility. And males that are kept too warm will typically, they can slug a female out. You have a low fertility rate in your eggs. The new style of keeping is saying that cooler is better.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean, I do plan down the road to get back into them and possibly breed. So this is vital information to know. 100%. I mean, I'm gonna be going back and taking notes after I rewatch this. So just so you know, definitely appreciate the information. Rock, what's up? Thanks for coming through. So let's hit another question. So, how do you advertise your available animals? Being that, as you just said, you have 2 animals at 5 months old were eating great and then stop eating. When do you actually put your available animals up for sale? How long do you wait until you feel like they're 100% ready to possibly find a new home?
When you're opening the tub and you're getting some Caldwell luring out of their tail. So a Caldwell lure is where they wiggle their tail. Their tails are, the tip of them are just a different color. Mm-hmm. And they use that as a lure, and it's called Caldwell luring. And when they're doing that and their head's ready and they're coming out, like they're doing that thing, they're coming out and they're wanting it, and then they're taking it right off the tongue.
Okay.
And they're doing that consistently. That's when you kind of know. Let's for example, my clutch is it's going to be 5 months old. Not one of them is left yet. And not one of them is going to leave for another few weeks.
Okay.
I took a deposit on one only because it's a really, really aggressive feeder, and it's a bigger snake, and I just bumped it up to fuzzies, and it's smoking fuzzies every 4 to 6 days. So,
Okay. So you really take the time, make sure they're eating good, make sure they have that feeding response is on point. It's not a little delay in it. Like, no, they're consistently eating. They're consistently growing. How many do you count how many sheds before? Is it just like the way they feed, how many sheds, how many poops? Is it just a calculation of all that together to let you know, but okay, I can let you go now, you're good, and I think you'll do good at another place?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily sheds or defecations. I have my feeding cards with all my notes, so any customer that's buying a snake from me will see from day one. I even have breeding notes that I've provided them, so they'll know from introduction to eggs being deposited to the baby coming out. And then I have every shed, my notations on what methods were used to get the animal to turn on feeding wise. And me being comfortable letting them go. And I think most people is a combination of age and then also how many meals it has in it, and whether or not the last say 10 meals were really aggressive feeding response or not. You got ones that say have 10 or 15 meals in, which is not enough meals to let it go, in my opinion. But depending on the age, now if I get an animal that's 5 months old and it immediately turns on, and now the next 10 feedings or 12 feedings it crushes it, then I might consider that animal to maybe be let go sooner. Contact somebody, get a deposit, let them know I'm going to be holding on to it until I feel that they're going to be successful with that. I don't want to send somebody a problem, especially the price tag that's on them.
Yeah, I can understand that. And that's you taking the time not only for your brand, but also for the animals that you produce and you care for. Like that's you realize like I want to make sure this animal is doing well. Like I want them to be doing excellent when they go to that new home. So I have to take that time to make sure everything is on point. And that is, I know as a customer myself, is greatly appreciated because the worst thing to do is get an animal and they not eating.
Yeah.
It is stressful for you and that animal.
They're my babies, man. Like I go upstairs and I like a buddy of mine's going to be picking one up. It's probably ready to go, but he's local to me, so I can let that one. And he's he's an experienced keeper. He has green trees, so
Okay.
I might let that one go a little bit early. But it's it's feeding great. I just don't necessarily have the amount of consecutive meals in it that I would want to send it out of state.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a good friend of mine. He's probably going to get it sooner. But I'm thinking like, what am I going to do when number 3's tub is empty? Like I'm not. You complain about having little kids. And then when you're not little anymore, you're like, oh, I miss those miserable times.
I understand. I just saw Bosa just posted a video with a snake I sold to him, and I didn't realize how big it had gotten. And like there was a little bit of tear in my eyes seeing it. And he was like, oh, I remember you. You were kind of a dick at times, but you still were a beautiful animal. So I totally understand that. Understand that. Leon, thanks for coming through. Bold Coast Exotics, what's up? Thanks for coming through. If you follow me on Instagram, I usually post when the podcast is, just in case YouTube is messing up with the notifications. So make sure you follow on Instagram. You definitely get that. I'm getting back to having it on YouTube to where you can push the little notification thing. So like it's scheduled. I ain't gonna lie, I've been lazy. Work's been busy. It happens sometimes. But Don, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Ro, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Pat, what's up, my brother? Had so much fun hanging out with you at Tinley this last weekend. Appreciate you coming through. Clover's Reptiles, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Thanks for having me be the first one on your show. Greatly appreciate that. Definitely go check that podcast out, guys, when you get a chance. Had so much fun on it. Appreciate you asking me. Marcus, what's up? Thanks for coming through, Marcus. My friend doesn't have any snakes, still supports. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you so much. But let's hit another question. Oh wait, before we hit another question, I forgot. I haven't been doing it for a while. I'm out of form. What's up, Fred and AJ? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. So before we go to the next question, it is time for tip of the week, guys. Tip of the week is when I put a post on my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and under that post, all you have to do is put a comment, whether it's reptile related, life related, YouTube related, anything, as long as we try to keep it PG. Kids watch this show. Come on, guys. But whatever comment gets the most likes, I will feature that in my next podcast. But I forgot to do it this week because I was in Tinley. I had a plan to ask people in person a tip and then post them and see, but then I got scared. I had so much. If you don't know me, I get kind of weirded out in large groups. So after a while, I had to get away from everybody and take a couple breaths away from people, and then I totally blanked out of talking to people to do that. So without further ado, we don't have a tip of the week. I'm gonna play a little tip of the week video. Boom, boom. Tip of the week video. Boom. So I'm gonna come up with a tip myself. So tip for the week. Dang it, I had it and I just lost it. Make sure, there we go. It's back. Make sure you spend time with your friends. I didn't realize how much I miss hanging out with my reptile family until I was able to hang out with them in person. Oh, it was so great. So make sure you take that time to go hang out with your friends, whether it's your reptile friends, your gamer friends, your car friends, your toy friends, or whatever other friends you have. Make sure you spend time with them and go hang out with them, because sometimes that's that recharge you need to help you keep going through life. It is an amazing thing that recharges your battery, but it's also amazing memories you get to have and hang out with them. So definitely try to set time aside for that. Definitely. Now my wife is taking my daughter to a shower, so I have water noises in here. This is life, people. And this is live. That's the pleasure of life. But that is this week's tip of the week. Guys, I will remember to post it this time. So if you do have a tip, definitely go put it under there when it gets posted this Saturday. You have any tips? Anything off the top of your head?
Don't trust gas station sushi.
I like it. Hey, knowledge comes from everywhere, people. Take it in. Take it in. Oh, server time. What's up? Thanks for coming through. Eric, I see you in there, Eric. What's up, Eric? Eric, appreciate you. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Well, so let's get to another question. Here we go. So, do you breed or buy your own snake food?
I buy it from a local guy. He's
Okay.
He's on point. He lets me choose the size of all my feeders within like 5 grams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's really good. I just actually got my first order from him, and the rats are so clean. He feeds some kind of premium Missouri food, so I know my animals are getting good prey items. It's a little bit more money than my last guy, but I'd rather pay more money because I don't have a very large collection, and the animals are, they are breeding or attempting to breed basically everything I have. So I want to give them the best food. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So
yeah, and the fact that he lets you choose sizes to that that is huge. Especially you got to be so specific with GTPs and the size you feed them, to not overfeed them and not underfeed them. That is huge. Oh wow, that's nice. I like that. Okay. So would you ever go to breeding your own rats, or you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna let somebody else do that?
That's like my wife telling me that she wants me to build a chicken coop for $1,000 so that we can save $8 a week on eggs.
I mean, hey, if the egg price ever go up, you might be sitting on a gold mine though.
Yeah, right?
Supply and demand right there. You might be sitting on a gold mine. What's up, John? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it.
That's my partner at work. That's my boy.
Okay. Look, he's showing the support. I love it. I love it. Love when people show the support that are not even reptile people, but supporting just because they know you and they like what you're doing. That's amazing. Angel, what's up? Thanks for coming through. So yeah, I can understand that. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking about doing some chickens because my wife was telling me the egg price is so high, and I was like, "Is it really that high? Because you keep bringing it up. So maybe we need to do something about it." But I don't need another animal to take care of, honestly.
Yeah, no.
So I can understand not wanting to do that, but I like that your guy lets you pick out the animals, and he's feeding a good quality rat food to them. So that's your animals are getting healthy animals.
Yeah, they're clean. Like, I mean, they look. You can just tell. Like when you from other. I'm not going to mention names, but other rodent suppliers that I've gotten that are big name suppliers. You open it up and they're packaged all like close together and vacuum sealed, and they look all misshapen and maybe a little bit deflated. Guys, rats are they have like baby fat on them. Like you can pinch it and the rolls are healthy.
Okay.
They look like pets. Like they're really healthy animals.
Nice. Okay, so let's hit another question. So, guys, side note, if you have any questions for Chuck or me even, put them in the chat. I will hopefully try to get to them. We will definitely try to answer if we can. But, so what is something you would like to achieve with your social media this year?
This was I think the question I was most excited for because we did it. I never really had social media goals other than to promote what I wanted to do. Otherwise, the goals I've had recently have already been achieved. My buddy Kino from Windy City Chondros started doing these Tuesday night lives on Instagram just to update people on his breedings and whatnot. And I started busting his stones in the comment section one night, and then I hopped on live with him. And then our buddy Travis from Mongol Reptiles hopped on. And then the next week we did it, and the next week we did it. And now we have a lot of people that show up and spend the Tuesday nights with us at the Chondro Ballroom. And that's been really my goal. I didn't even know I wanted was now I have a family a reptile family we've created, and everyone looks out for each other, and it's like they're not followers. Like every single person that tunes in is fully engaged in the comment section every Tuesday night. And
Nice.
it's me, Kino, and Travis showing our faces, and we have a member of the bar room on as our number 4, and everyone just gets a chance to come on the show and hang out, and it's a Tuesday night bar room adult hangout, and it's awesome. A lot of questionable stuff gets said in the comment section.
I understand. I was there. I seen it.
Yeah. It gets a little dicey, but it's fun. It's really, really cool, and I look forward to Tuesday nights because I get to drink with a bunch of reptile people and just geek out. And then we talk about non-reptile related stuff and bust stones for 45 minutes, an hour, 2.5 hours sometimes.
Nice.
So my social media goals are met, and that's thanks to my brothers Kino and Travis and everyone else that contributes to the Chondro Bar Room. It's a fun time.
You guys have cultivated a community in that, and that's the beautiful part. Like, people coming from different walks of life, some of them not even necessarily animal people, and coming together to hang out. That's amazing. That's what it's all about.
There's a bar room member right there, Exotic Keeper's Vision, my buddy Marlon.
Nice.
Marlon, love you, bro.
Nice. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Nice. So have you guys thought about expanding it to other platforms like YouTube, or expanding it on doing some lives on TikTok? Any thought process in that?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, so yes. I'm just going to say just yes.
So let's just say yes, just to be safe.
Yes, because man, I'll tell you, the amount of people. It's not like we have thousands upon thousands of people, but when you see the group that we are, that is a small group. Every single person is engaged. So we have the exact same amount of watchers in a Tuesday night live as people that have tens of thousands of followers. Nice. And it's amazing. And it's the same people coming back being loyal and being engaged and hanging out with us. It's cool. And I think we're going to take it off of Instagram. We've talked about it. So I don't know when they're doing it. Travis has been really good with scheduling guests. He does a lot of work in the background, and Kino, same thing. They put me to shame with the work that they're doing in the background. To be honest with you, I think the only contribution I've had so far is being the butt end of everybody's jokes for the most part.
Everybody has their part. Everybody has their part as it grows. It happens.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on, Earl? Jason Earl, that's another Chondro Bar room member.
Nice. I'm loving the support. I'm loving it. So that is exciting to hear. Exciting to hear that you guys are thinking about expanding, working on expanding to not only help you guys grow, but also help your reach. Like you're building community, and you realize, like, yes, Instagram is great, but we can reach more if we move to a slightly bigger platform, a bigger setup, and it gives you so many. Because when you guys do go to YouTube, we're saying if we don't know for sure, we just do air quotes. If with StreamYard, you guys can start not only streaming YouTube but also Facebook and TikTok or Twitch at the same time, so you could hit multiple different platforms off of one stream. So you're not so much isolated on only one platform. You could be expanding, which gives you a bigger reach and gives you a chance to find more people to bring into that community as well. So yeah, I am looking forward to keeping my eyes open for this because I'm excited now. Especially when you said, I don't know if I can say anything. That's oh, somebody told you not to talk about this.
I don't know what I wanted to say now. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble.
I don't want you to get in trouble too. So we're gonna just say, hey, look for it. It's coming soon, maybe near you. So keep your eyes open. Look for posts. Look for all those good things. We don't want Chuck to get in trouble.
Yeah, and shout out to our sponsor, man. You want to hear about the coolest story in the world? I my clutch is on the ground. They're getting ready to hatch out, and I'm upstairs plastic welding some coat hangers together, thinking I can make a hatchling perch. And the smoke detector's going off. I'm sweating because it's almost 80 degrees in the snake room, and I just gave up. And I'm like, oh my God, my are coming out in like 4 days. What do I do? So I reach out on Etsy and I find this dude that's 3D printing these perches, and I've never heard of him before. And I told him my situation. You know, he was not only, I couldn't believe how cheap it was, because there's another person in the community that prints 3D perches and he was tremendously cheaper. But when I tell you, he 2-day shipped it to my house after, I don't know how he made money off of the perch because they're so cheap. And then pretty much 2 days shipped it to my house. He broke even. And he told me, don't worry about it. Like I told him I pay for expedited shipping. And he was more concerned with my baby snakes having a clutch to perch up on when they hatched out. And I gave him a shout out one day on you know, the live before it was, you know, the Chondro bar room, really. I think we were still just getting started. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned the guy's name and he tuned in, and now he's our sponsor. And his business has the orders have exploded exponentially since coming onto the bar room. And he just had to go out and buy a second 3D printer now to keep up with orders because he's getting overloaded with them. So,
oh, that's beautiful.
And he's printing up some really, really cool stuff. Like his new printers putting up these crazy two-tone perches that are like metallic and stuff. It's impressive. It's really cool.
Okay, I love that, seeing that you guys growing, he growing just because he wanted to support you, and that has helped him grow. That is a cohesive relationship, and I love that. Neither one of you guys are taking from each other. You guys are both giving to each other. That is amazing. I love that.
That's what I told him. I said we're gonna grow together. I was like, nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows who you are. We're gonna do it together. Me, you, Keno, and Travis, and Chris is his name. Our sponsor, in a box 3D, is the Etsy shop. And he runs. You can see it all over my page. I have all kinds of posts from it. So.
Yep, it's on your page. I'm trying to put it in the chat too. It's also in the description down below, guys. So if you want to go check him out, it's in the description down below. We actually have your promo code in there too, so you get a discount as well, guys. So go check 20%.
20%. It's the biggest discount code he has. Even with holidays and stuff. So Chondro Bar Room 20 gives you 20% off your order.
Nice. So definitely go check
that out. No minimum, no
guys.
maximum.
So is he? We're probably gonna have to get him on the show one of these days. But is he planning to expand? Since now he had to go get another 3D printer because business is going so well. Is he gonna
another on order, from what I understand?
So he's got two coming. He's really. So is he gonna expand to other reptiles and other possible needs of 3D printing in the reptile community?
Yeah. He prints like raised water bowl holders or jelly cup holders for like that you use for monitors, crested geckos. People are buying, I think, these hammocks or something for their ball pythons. I don't even know. I don't know what that is. A hammock or a I don't know.
I get it. So what you're saying is y'all need to go check out his show and even talk to him. Check out his channel and talk to him, because you don't know what he's got coming in the future that might accommodate you and your reptiles that you're looking for. So definitely go check him out, see what he's working with, and maybe throw some ideas in his ear, because maybe he's just waiting for new ideas that people have needs for that can be 3D printed, because we 3D print a lot of stuff these days, which I didn't realize we could. So I might have to look into that myself.
He's a mad scientist, bro. You should see some of the stuff that he comes up with. He just made this new cord thing, so you drill a 1.5 inch hole saw bit in the back of your hello Bailey, in the back of your enclosure, and then he has these two like they're holes for a cord to go through, so you can slip the whole plug through the back to put like a heat panel in if it doesn't have the like that little detachable cord. Okay. So then it's this clamp with the holes in it, but then it's threaded on the outside after it's clamped, and then there's like a nut that goes on it, and it like seals the hole and just lets the cord go through. But you have an 1.5 inch hole in the back that's now covered.
Oh, that's smart.
He's like an evil villain on like a Bond movie, but he's not evil. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, he's not evil. He's just a really nice guy.
Yeah, like if he had sharks, he would definitely like put laser beams on their head. Absolutely, and he would 3D print the harness for it. Yeah.
You guys don't know that reference. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh God. Please, if anybody knows that reference, put it in the chat. I'm gonna send a sticker pack to you because that was a beautiful reference. So we'll see if somebody catches that. But before we'll look for that in the chat. But I'm gonna ask you my last question.
Okay.
But side note, what about on your personal Instagram? Wait, I'm gonna take that back. What about on your personal Instagram? Is there anything you would like to try to do more during this year to help boost that a little bit? Is there anything like doing a couple more reels, try to set a schedule of when you put pictures out, anything like that?
No, I just try to keep the reels. I kind of just do whatever I'm feeling. I post some funny ones. I'm always trying to get the Chondro Barroom content out because if you've seen the ridiculous videos that we post with the heads that they put on everything.
Yeah.
Came out with that. And I thought it was silly at first, but they've really turned into like a staple of the Chondro Barroom. People really look forward to those funny videos we get on each other. But no, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at.
Okay.
Social media wise, I'm really enjoying Tuesday nights with my brothers, and then yeah, man, I'm happy. Like I was able to do something I really wanted to do, and I want to do it again. I want to keep on making baby snakes, and yeah, I want to make more of them.
I can understand that feeling. I know that feeling. So time for the last question for me. But guys, if you have any questions, definitely put them in the chat. We'll get to them if we can. But my last question: what is your dream condor? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong still. To produce. So like, what is
Chondro?
That's I get the bird mixed in there. Chondro to produce. Be even with all the different localities and the designer morphs, you can add that in too if you want. But what is something, even it's going to take you 10 to 15 years, what is the one that you are looking forward to trying to produce in the future?
Really, I just kind of want to bring my my breeding program like in a direction of, I just want really clean, like lime green snakes with electric blue dorsals going down the back that are just screaming. No white scales, no black scales, no yellow scales, no junk. I just want a lime green snake, an electric blue dorsal, and I want to be the guy that's known for that. And it's not like they're going to be designer prices. They'll be there'll be entry level stuff, so that they're just going to be locality crosses. And once I'm able to get the right animals and consistently produce babies that I'm happy with, I want to be known for that. And like I said, they'll be able to get into people's hands because they'll be, affordable animals. They won't be these, $7,000-$10,000 designers that are wild or cool, but not a lot of people can afford those types of snakes.
Understandable. So make the, because I do like the blues on them. I love when they have the blue, and when it's that blue that complements that green and that bright green, it just magical. It looks magical. I get what you're saying, and I can't wait to see that. So I totally understand, but I like that you want to make these animals that are still affordable so the average person can get them and enjoy them as well. So I very much commend you on that. That is a great way to think about it as well, because that's one thing that's going to help keep growing the community, because if we start pricing people out, people are going to just move away from us. So I totally understand that. So, that's amazing. See, you give just an amazing answer. Just an amazing. I wasn't even ready for that.
I just want to make just screaming colors. But I mean, when the locality crosses, you can't be charging $4,000 for a locality cross. You just can't.
True.
I mean, you can ask more than a regular, entry level animal. But as far as I don't think I'll ever have a shortage of customers if I'm able to provide like really nice, good looking animals, at a decent price. And if they're healthy animals getting out to those people, then you have the repeat customers and word of mouth. And I I'm selling majority or getting rid of majority of my clutch upstairs this year because two things is, I want to go in a certain direction and upgrade to some animals that I want to work with in the near future. But then on top of that, I want to get as many of my animals into people's hands this year because when they go through their color change, if they do turn out looking like mama, because the dam is a beautiful snake,
Okay.
people are gonna be asking, where'd you get that? I like the side blues on that, or where'd that come from? And my breeder's tag is gonna be on there, my ID number, and they're gonna come to me and say, hey, I want one of your animals now.
That's also advertising. Yeah.
That's the best form of advertising. You sell somebody a cool animal to tell people.
Exactly. Definitely. Well, guys, those are all my questions. Chuck, is there anything you would like to promote, let people know about? Anything you got coming up, stuff you can talk about, but let them know about it. Go ahead.
No, I just want to give a shout out to Kino from Windy City Chondros and Travis from Mongol Reptiles, the Chondro Barroom family. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being loyal to us. And my sponsor, Chris from Inabox 3D. Use our discount code ChondroBar20 for 20% off his products. His products are pretty cool. I can go upstairs. I got everything set up. You want me to pull out some?
Oh, yeah. So I forgot we talked about that. So Chris is going to bring out some more stuff. He's going to bring out some snakes. So we're going to let him go grab some, or we're going to go with him. We're going to go with him. So I'm going to keep you guys occupied while he walks and doesn't fall into stuff, because it's dangerous to walk and talk. Don't do that, people. It's dangerous. What up? Thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate you. It's okay that you're late. You can always rewatch it. Appreciate you. So we're gonna check out some more I'm gonna check out some GTPs because I always mess it up. But guys, if you have any questions while we're looking at this, definitely put it in the chat. But we're gonna take some of these things off so we can see these beautiful animals.
Let's see if I can turn this enclosure on. I don't got my phone. Give me 2 seconds.
2 seconds, no worries. So while he's doing that, we're gonna distract you with me. So guys,
turn the snake light on.
I was at Tinley over this weekend, that you guys most know. Had so much fun, had a ball hanging out with everyone, talking with everyone, met some new friends, made new friends. If you definitely can go to any of the NRBCs, go to one. They are so amazing. You're going to have so much fun. We had an amazing time at the auction. We did raise a lot of money for Brian, which is amazing. I cried a little bit, but it is an amazing time. So if you can, definitely go, guys. So without further ado, though, he is showing us some animals, and I got to figure out how to take myself off solo.
So this is the dam to the clutch. I'll show you some of the babies.
Okay.
She's in a Rue locality type.
Oh.
Can't really see her belly blues, but the light is kind of washing it out. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, that's and I know it's nighttime, so this is, well, it's not night. You still got a little bit of daytime to work on, but I know you usually don't mess with GTPs at night. Let them be, because that's there in hunt.
I left all the lights on. These are all the Cambro enclosures that
Okay.
I switched over to. These two are paired up. These are pure Biox.
Okay.
There we go. The female's there. The male's up on the power cord, of course. That's the sire to my clutch. He's in a Rue Sarong locality cross.
Ooh.
And now I'm going to pull the babies out. This is the cool part.
What up, Jeremy? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Oh, I want to go to Arlington. I definitely want to do. Oh, I thought you were in the UK. Okay.
So this animal right here, this was the holdback that I was going to keep, but this is, I think, the best looking one of the clutch. This one is the one that I offered to a customer. So.
That is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's got like a full connector mustache in the front, like the
Oh, it does. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's neat.
Oh, I miss having one. Definitely.
Everybody thinks it's, once you get the U.S. captive born and bred ones, they're sweethearts. They don't try to kill you or bite you. It don't matter. Best time, B time. Little babies are cool. So let me put this one back. I'll pull the biggest one out, and then I'll show you in comparison to the smallest one, and you'll see how they differ clutch meat. So this is the biggest one. This is it's gotten quite large.
Oh.
It's fat and sexy. I'm keeping this one. This is my only one that I'm keeping.
Okay.
And then this is one that's a little bit behind the ball. But you can see how tiny this one is.
Oh, yeah. You can see, yeah.
Tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, dude, look how little.
Yeah, wow.
And just to compare, I don't even think I have anything really that I can compare to it. I don't have a quarter. I don't really have anything. I got a super glue bottle. So that's the comparison.
Ooh,
next to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see this on this, yeah.
There's a little guy. You can see how little it is in my hands. Marlon wants to see his baby. All right, I'll break out number 2. So that's number 6. Okay. Unfortunately, the one I just showed you, that little baby one, the reason it's so far behind is it has a prolapse.
Oh.
So I had it, and that's, I think, what a lot of people think you're running into when you're feeding just pinkies, because the day-old pinkies are just like there's nothing to them nutritionally. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've been feeding the rat's tails. A little bit more nutrition, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Here we go. This is Marlon's baby. I'll pick this one out. And this one's starting to gain some size. This one's a solid feeder. It's a little monster. Yeah.
They are so calm too. You've been working with them very nicely, because they haven't really struck. They essed up a little bit, but then they really relax the moment they realize it's just you. So that's beautiful. It's
hard. It's like backwards. I'm trying to.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Oh, that is so cool.
So yeah,
Tim, it sounds like you're gonna get another one.
And what I was explaining earlier, this is their tail is like that different color, and they'll call their lure. When you open the tub and they want to eat, their feeding response is typically pretty good. And even the babies that don't feed, thanks, bro. I appreciate that, Sal. Sal's all the way from the UK.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's got some killer animals as well. I forget what I was going to say now.
You said I forgot to. You said typically they don't feed. That was the last thing I remember.
Oh, yeah. Typically the babies that don't feed, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to eat. They just don't know how to. So they'll call the allure, but then they won't eat because they just don't have it. They don't really. It's like a baby. You can't expect a baby to walk at a month old. So
help them.
You just kind of got to teach them. Yeah, and then like some of the techniques that you have to do to teach them to eat is pretty incredible. I have one that was biting, wrapping, and letting go every single time. Bite, wrap, and let go with its mouth, but it would continue to have it wrapped. Mm-hmm. A good friend of mine said, just offer it another pinky while it's wrapped up. And what you know, that one that I sold, that was how I got it to eat the first meal, and every single meal after, smashed it because it learned how to eat. Wow.
It's just amazing. The slightest things that we don't think about, and somebody throws it out there, you're like, how did I not realize this would work? It's just it's mind blowing sometimes. Oh wow.
And then chicken down's the best sensing item. You pluck the down feathers off of the baby chick's chest, and you swirl whatever you're feeding, you swirl it around in there, and for some reason it's it's been used forever, and it works wonders on getting them to feed.
Nice.
So
That
yeah,
is
then,
a beautiful animal.
he loves that camera. I don't know what he's doing.
He's all about the
so cool.
showtime. He's like, hey, I'm in the world seeing me now. I gotta let it show. Love it. All right. Thank you so much. But before we go, guys, we have to say thank you to our sponsor once more, this month's sponsor. So without further ado, here's this month's sponsor.
This month's sponsor is Flawless Exotic Creation. Will and Audra are a wife and husband team that left their career in law enforcement to pursue their passion of crested gecko breeding, and now they're pursuing another passion of ball python breeding, and they are hitting the ball python market by storm, picking up amazing morphs such as Clown, Ultrapide, Stranger, Wookie, and Monsoon. You definitely want to check it out because you could go look at their YouTube and see them unbox these beautiful animals. So definitely go subscribe to their channel and check them out. Thanks again, Flawless Exotic Creations, for being a sponsor for this month. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you again, guys. Appreciate you being the sponsor for this month. Definitely go check them out. Links are in the description down below. Their channel, both their channels. Go check them out. And go get some of their animals, cresteds and ball pythons. They have them both. Check out their podcast too. I think it comes out every Sunday or every other Sunday. They might have changed that. So don't quote me on that. But thank you again for being this month's sponsor. Greatly appreciate it. Chuck, thank you for coming on. Had so much fun. Learned so much things. I wasn't expecting to learn as much, but thank you so much. I know it took us a little time to get this together. We had to do some schedule changes.
Yeah.
Well worth it. Well worth it. Thank you so much. Looking forward to you guys expanding into other platforms. We won't say when, but we're looking forward to you guys expanding and having so much fun talking to you guys and listening to you guys now, because I'm going to definitely be tuning in. But is there anything else you would like to tell the people before we go?
No, I just wanted to thank you for having me on the show, and thank you everyone who follows me, and keep a lookout. So I'm trying to get some eggs this year. So
nice. Keep it going. So guys, appreciate you guys coming by. Just so you know, I have spots for sponsorship. If you're thinking about being a sponsor of this podcast, I have different levels, different tiers. Let me know what you would like to do. If you're thinking about it, hit me up and I can let you see the different tiers and levels and the way you can do it. There are high ones and low ones. So at any financial place you want to do it, you can do it. It's a great way to help us out and a great way to kind of get your brand out there if you're trying to expand your brand out there into other places on social media. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in that. Also, before you go check out someone else's podcast tonight. There's like 2 to 3 of them going on. We got Hair Down Fridays with Keys Constrictor. I guess. Go check them out. We got Animal House. This is not Animal House. Darn it, I forgot. I'm blanking. I'm so tired, guys. Don't blame me. My mind is a little frazzled. But there's multiple different podcasts going on tonight, so go check them out. And Saturdays, we got a lot of podcasts. So spread the love. Watch as many as you can. Throw some comments in there. Hit those like buttons. All that good stuff. Support us all so we can support each other. Definitely love all the love we've been seeing out there today, tomorrow, and in the future. So keep doing what the community is doing and showing that love. But thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Take care. Rock on.